My name is Kelly Eve Koopman.
Tell me about what's your day job?
Oh, wow. You can't ask. I mean, I guess I'm a writer. It's definitely not a day job. Sometimes I am lucky enough to make some money off of it, but I would say, I mean, it's a vocation and a passion more than a job. And it is I think I identify as an artivist, although that's a bit of a silly word. I think it encapsulates some of the kinds of things that I'm concerned with and some of the kinds of projects that I try and explore within the kind of creative framework and creative industry. Per my own definition, I think it is someone who applies various arts-based and creative modalities to engage issues of social justice, to engage, to kind of synthesize the already existing relationships between imagination and imaginative work and kind of, I suppose, movement work or radical change work, and the ways that those two things support each other quite symbiotically. And I suppose, trying to articulate and create from a place that uses that as a base. I applied for the fellowship because I was kind of intentionally looking for a space that could offer this kind of infrastructure where I could focus on a project for a given amount of time, which is really a luxury for me and something I haven't necessarily experienced before. Often, you are being hyper-productive and needing to excessively labor to have output, to be able to get paid, to make work, to stay on the kind of creative trajectory. And I suppose JIAS is very unique in that everything is sorted for you, just something like having your meals all prepped for you per day and having the space and not having to pay rent. Honestly, just to be told, here you go, here are the conditions under which you might be able to really enjoy and relax and ground into producing some work that you want to produce, that's your own project, that's not for commission, that's kind of just a space to think, I think, and to be offered that is something that I was seeking out and that I'm very grateful to have received. Cape Townians are so strange, and it's like, oh, what is there in Joburg? But I really love Johannesburg. I have a lot of family who are from here. I feel like even just in the brief space that I've been here, Johannesburg is so kind of culturally alive. There's always something happening. It's a way more integrated city. So obviously there are still issues of race and class particularly. However, I feel much less awkward going into creative spaces and cultural spaces because they're just more, I think, inclusive than in Cape Town. I think, it feels like a city, and I think always shifting space is really good if one can, for kind of rejogging the brain. And also Cape Town can be incredibly overwhelming, you can't exist without the heavy politicization of the city. The issues of housing particularly and spatial injustice are dramatically escalating in a way that I find very scary and not being properly addressed. And I know this sounds very glib. I'm fully aware that Johannesburg has issues of its own, but I suppose as someone who's a bit of an outsider, I can enter this space under this very particular framework and receive the offering of the best of it, which I am grateful to receive at this point. That is the question. I'm at the very beginning stages of it. So I'm in my second year of my creative writing master's, and at UWC. And as our thesis, you produce a long form creative project, and that would be for my master's parameters, the first few chapters of a novel. I want to finish the book this year and try and seek out as many opportunities and spaces and ability to really just focus on doing that. Currently, it's tentatively titled Therianthrope, which is a figure found in a lot of cave drawings, which shows kind of the ideal form of a human as being very connected to nature and animals in a kind of animist way. So I wouldn't say it's an anthropomorphic form, it's more an integrated form of like a human becoming. And I'm kind of spiraling out from that concept, trying to explore some themes of like ecofeminism and hydrofeminism and how particular characters in this moment in time might be responding in a very kind of magical realist sense to a moment of transformation, and how one might respond to being called to do something. The story kind of takes place within a more fantasy kind of framework with like a lot of reference to like the continuum of history and the future, and how one might build alternatives along with the natural world that could answer some of the issues we currently face. That is very broad, but these are the themes I'm concerned with, and I'm trying to currently grapple with character and seeing how this plays out in the very kind of what are the beats of the story kind of framework.